Ni hao and good morning.
Good morning.
Dear ones, for the last time from Taipei, we're starting this vlog here in the metro station and we hope to finish it in Japan on planet Japan because from today on, we're traveling to another planet. Honestly, Japan is another planet and I can't wait to go back there. Let's see how today's journey goes and how we find Japan after 2 or 3 years since I last visited, how you find it again. How I find it again, yes, and how Ginny will experience it for the first time. We're heading to Okinawa. We're starting our journey in Japan from Okinawa Island. We're heading towards the airport subway. Today is Saturday, that's why it's more relaxed. The airport train costs 20 lei.
The express train?
Yes, the train, we take it for a short time because it goes fast and I think it only has 2 stops until the airport. End of vacation for New Year's Eve. It's very crowded here at the airport actually. We're at the subway, we're going up towards the airport terminal. Yes, it's really crowded, everyone is leaving. Or they've come to visit relatives.
To their grandparents?
To their grandparents, it's crazy. To their grandparents?
It's crazy.
We're in the lounge, we've tried different foods. Does that one have, what is it, pepper?
At first I thought it was a tomato salad with lettuce, but it's actually pepper and salt because that's not watermelon or anything else.
And I also thought these were olives, but it's the most horrible thing possible.
Very, very bad.
It's literally beans boiled in sugar syrup.
But the beans themselves taste bad beyond the sweetness. The beans themselves taste bad. Doesn't it taste like unripe peas to you?
I'm not sure, but it's really bad.
Very, very bad. But maybe that's just how this kind of bean is, so enjoy. What can I say?
Luckily, these little sausages are edible. It's on the edge of being sweet, and here there's a mayonnaise with mustard. Pretty edible.
Kabila.
You have no idea how happy I am, and I think Ginny is too, that we're finally done with Asian food.
Yeah, we really didn't like it, but there's no point in saying that anymore because I saw that we actually upset quite a lot of people. No, that's just our opinion, and of course tastes are subjective, but we're just sharing the experience we had. Exactly. It's absolutely normal. But we were extremely happy, hoping that if you come, you'll enjoy it.
Hope you like it.
And to enjoy the Asian flavors, because
Yes, tastes are not up for debate. We don't like it. Good thing we're getting rid of it. 2 people are helping us. We're heading to the boarding gate. We will fly with Vietjet. Vietnamese airline. There are many flights between Taipei and Okinawa. I chose this one because it was the cheapest. It cost around $50. And it takes about an hour.
5431.
All right, get on board. Let's go deeper this time because we've been here before and we've investigated. This time we'll delve into the secret of eternal youth and everlasting life. Because in Okinawa, there is the largest community of people who are over 100 years old. There's a secret there that we absolutely have to
Discover and share with you as well.
after here. Yes.
Or should we keep it just for ourselves?
No, tell everyone. And welcome to the Okinawa Archipelago, Japan. Let's see how we get through the checks and get to the place we're staying. Airbnb again. I've been here before, I know the area. We're done with the checks, we have the visa. It took 5 minutes, the entry procedures were very simple. I remember that last time it took longer because it was still during the pandemic. We're heading towards the monorail. We've also cleared biosecurity. If you come to Japan, you have to be very, very extremely careful with animal or plant products because they are extremely strict. Make sure you don't have anything at all containing biological materials, plants or animals because they're extremely strict. And you can get into big trouble around here if you have them and don't. Look. I know that from last time too. You have to be extremely careful with this if you come to Japan. We also have SIM cards from Aeralo. Just a reminder, there's a discount code in the description if you want to have internet as soon as you get off the plane. Look, just play this video material on other networks, the monorail to our station, and as you can see, it's completely quiet. We got off the monorail here. I think night will catch up with us before we reach our accommodation. We don't have much left to walk, but night falls quickly here. It's interesting that payment for public transportation is made directly with a credit card. You no longer have to buy a ticket or other cards yourself. From here, we have about 500 meters left to our accommodation. Let's see what it looks like. Yeah, Okinawa is quite expensive as a destination. I know that from last time too. Here, the accommodation was, I think, the most expensive so far. Japan in general didn't seem expensive to me, but yeah, Okinawa is an exception. Here it was expensive last time too. Here we paid somewhere around 120 to 130 euros per night, very expensive. Let's see what it looks like. Look, it's completely quiet, even on the streets. Actually, if it was that quiet and all that crowd, it's even quieter on the streets.
And it was very quiet in the airport too.
Yes, everywhere.
They are very quiet.
Yes, and in the subway, you saw a lady came and wanted to get in, but she didn't say anything to us. She just gestured.
No, yes, it's just that she communicated with me through gestures indeed.
It's a bit hard to get used to Planet Japan. It's hard to understand and shocking at first sight. Up ahead, maybe. Up ahead, right?
Yes. Is it before?
Well, here, somewhere around.
Look, over there on that street, right?
I think so. All right, we're checked in. Let us show you what budget accommodation looks like in Japan, because this was the cheapest one we found. Here we have a little kitchen corner. Yeah, we probably won't be cooking here. Camera. Room, the beds are comfortable in Japan. Here, I haven't gone in yet. I don't know what it is. Dressing room. Dressing room. From here you can turn on the heat. 42 degrees, it's good.
Now show me the bathroom too. The bathroom. She didn't want to show me the bathroom until she showed it to you all first.
Wait, let's see how we turn on the lights around here. Washing machine and a bathroom with a small tub. That's pretty much how all the bathrooms are in Japan.
Oops.
What I really liked about Japanese bathrooms is the fact that you can make it really warm in the bathroom. Here, I don't know how yet, but we'll figure it out. Us here?
Binense.
Of course, the famous Japanese toilet that leaves you confused. Simple, with everything you need. Yes, Japanese toilets are a real industry and engineering marvel. You need to go to school just to use one. But somehow we managed. This is our little house for the next few days. It's okay, right?
Very okay, yes. Well,
we're good and we even have a porch. Let's check it out. You can go out on the porch or not.
I worked here. It wasn't like this. I worked here. Okay.
Okay, from... Do we have a chair here? We don't. But it's not a problem. Welcome to Okinawa. Awa. We went out for a little walk. We're going to a supermarket to do some shopping as usual because tonight we don't feel like hanging out at restaurants anymore. Restaurante. There are all kinds of vending machines on the street. You can get a lot of products, coffee, beer, soft drinks, anything you want right from the street. It's about 500 meters to the supermarket. Yes, it is.
Very close to E.
Very close. Look, I think it's right there. I can see it too. A pleasant evening atmosphere here in Okinawa. Good weather, it's warm. I think it's about 21 or 22 degrees, so it's nice.
It's much warmer than in Taipei.
Yes, it's better than in Taipei. Starting tomorrow, we'll get around on foot. The island will also try to rent a car so we can go to the more remote corners of the island. I'd also like us to take a ferry to another small island here in the archipelago. We'll see. Those are pretty much the plans. We'll see how it goes. Don't forget to subscribe to Marian Adventures. I've always found the best stocked and most attractive supermarkets in Japan. Everything is extremely well organized. Wow, geniuses.
It looks so good, really.
Yeah, we have to get it.
And it smells so nice.
Take them, those ones. All the products look so good. Tonight we're not cooking, we're going out for sushi. Hey, good stuff here. Good job with the food. It looks so good. There we go, we managed in the end. It was hard, but we managed. It was really complicated with the payment because you can only pay with cash here at this supermarket where we ended up. And in the end, we found an ATM and withdrew some money.
Well, it was our mistake, his. Yeah, no.
No, you don't give money to the cashier. You put it in a machine, which gives you change. It's a different world. I've always said that here it's a different world and you have to learn everything again, like when you left the countryside for the first time and arrived in the city.
Yes, but the idea is that the system is very functional and there aren't all sorts of obstacles like the machine not working.
Oh, no, everything works. That's good.
It takes too long or there's too big of a line, so things are going pretty well.
Yeah, and the rest is given to you down to the cent.
That's right, yes.
Yes, we'll show you more details in the coming days. Now we're also tired about Planet Japan.
Today we had a big sashimi platter with everything, strawberries that filled the room with their aroma, and some sweets. Very good with that distinctive brownish taste.
Let's thank you for watching.
That strawberry taste is authentic.
This is our dinner. Let's enjoy it.
Konnichiwa and good morning from Japan.
Konnichiwa.
Today we're going to have our coffee here on the street among the locals, among the blooming cherry trees. Behind us there's a park with blooming cherry trees. Among us, around us, there are people who are over 100 years old because Okinawa Island is famous for such people. People live long here, you notice it immediately on the street. This thing you see very old people, very lively, they're on the streets, walking through parks, exercising, very energetic. Today we start exploring the island. We're going to the most iconic place on the island, and that is we're going to see the castle. I forgot what it's called.
Because it has a Japanese name.
We will talk and try to understand the history of this island, which is a very interesting one. Basically, the populations here don't really have much to do with the Japanese from the mainland. It's a different culture here. There was a different kingdom here.
Yes, so basically, we're not actually in Japan, that's what it's about, but we're actually in the heart of the former Ryukyu kingdom.
It will definitely be interesting today to find out more about this place. It will definitely be interesting to see more of the life of the people here.
We keep forgetting to tell you the prices.
This coffee costs €1 for a coffee. I think that's a very good price.
Very good. Yes, and especially for the area we're in, because in Taiwan the prices were at least good, very high. From this point of view, much higher than here.
Well, last night at the supermarket, we bought a lot of things and the food was really good quality. That sashimi was top. And compared to Taiwan, it was much cheaper. I think about half the price.
At half the price, yes, that's the difference.
Yes, I noticed that last time too. Japan really does have a reputation for being an extremely expensive country, but I noticed this last time I came too. It's not really like that. Because I manage much more cheaply in Japan compared to many other countries.
No, the cost of living isn't actually that high. What is much more expensive around here? Accommodation and transportation. Accommodation.
There, yes.
There. The prices are very high compared to the other places we've been to. But when it comes to the cost of living, it's very low. And compared to the local salaries, they are definitely better off than we are.
Yes, and that's what I mean. Accommodations are expensive in Okinawa because in Tokyo, I already made a reservation for 250 lei and the apartment is better than the one here.
Yes, it's just that this is a tourist destination, extremely touristy and by the seaside, let's say. That's how it is.
Well, yes, it's for vacations, and actually I also read about this, that it's somehow considered the Hawaii of Japan. Exactly.
Yes.
People come here for luxury vacations.
Yes, and on the little streets, just now as we walked from our accommodation to the metro station, I only saw shops selling vacation clothes. I mean...
Yes, it's a vacation destination after all. Exactly. Today we'll dive deeper into the local life here. We're right next to the monorail station, where we'll take the monorail in a few minutes, but before that, we want to admire the cherry blossoms here. There are definitely going to be a lot of cherry blossoms in the upcoming vlogs. Again, I'm trying to figure out if I'm at the beginning or towards the end. The flowers are very, very beautiful. I think I'm somewhere in the middle. Yes.
Because look, some of them are still budding.
Yes, there are still buds and some flowers are almost gone. Yes. So I caught it at a good time again.
The season has started in Okinawa.
Let's take the monorail. This monorail covers pretty much all the important areas here in Naha, the capital of the island. We have to go about 5 stations until Shuri station. That's actually what it's called. Wait, I need to take out my card. The castle. The castle whose name I didn't know. Hold the card for a moment, please.
Come on.
Alright, I managed. You enter the subway directly with your credit card. And at the end, when you get off, it charges your card exactly what you owe.
Give it a like.
Leave a comment and other very interesting things.
Don't forget to give a like, leave a comment, and share the video on other social networks.
Don't forget to give a like, leave a comment, and share this video. I mean, take a breath. Those fans and all the other social networks. Fresh
Goodbye.
The next train should arrive in a few minutes. This monorail is built in a very interesting way.
Among the apartment buildings.
Above the city, we're traveling somewhere around the 4th floor.
Castle, this castle I
Don't forget to leave a comment on this video on social media.
Don't forget to like.
Leave one, then during renovation.
It was being renovated then too. I'm wondering if they finished.
No vale.
Don't forget to comment and let me know if they've finished the renovation. Share this video on social networks and other platforms. At one point it was partially destroyed in the comments, and share it on other networks' comments, and later this material was on social networks. Thank you for watching. Thank you. Don't forget to leave a comment about a fire that burned it down to the ground. Don't forget to leave it with a fire that burned it from the foundation. Share this on other networks. Thank you for watching. We can't find that today.
Let's see its condition today as we start climbing to the castle.
Last time I remember climbing somewhere among some very old houses on a hidden path, but maybe we'll go down that way this time.
It smells like pine.
I think we'll have panoramic views of the city from here in all directions, since the castle is built on a height. I think we're lucky to have good weather today. It seems so. We sat here on a wall to tell you more about the Ryukyu civilization that developed here on this island.
Yes, because as we said earlier, we're not actually in Japan. We are in the Ryukyu Kingdom, which is a beautiful kingdom that had a flourishing period, the Golden Age, in the 1400s between 1429 and 1879. A long period during which it developed, and I think it was the most beautiful time in the history of this little island. Of course, in 1879 the island was taken by the Japanese, and the king at that time was forced to abdicate, and then he was exiled to Tokyo. And somehow, ironically, the Japanese even gave an honorary title to this king, who became king at 6 years old. Interesting. Very interesting. And I think he managed to rule for about 30 years to rule until, yes, indeed, the Japanese took the island.
And does this castle have an interesting history?
Yes, its design is somewhat between Japanese design and Chinese design, because they borrowed many features from the Chinese as well. And why did they do that? It's because during that period we were talking about, they were in a hub. The Ryukyu Kingdom was a commercial hub. And they did business. They did business with the Chinese, the Japanese, and the Koreans. They were a strategic point in the Pacific at the time of the king.
And the island is somehow at an equal distance between these three.
Yes, and they borrowed things from all these cultures. And because indeed China at that time, they were even paying tribute to China during that period. China at that time was, as a matter of fact, holding supremacy, so to speak, in the region. Yes. To show them, to show the proper respect. They also adopted Chinese characteristics in the architecture, in the castle's architecture, precisely to acknowledge China's economic supremacy. I find that extremely beautiful, and I think it says a whole lot about the mentality of the people here.
Coming closer to our times in history during World War II, this place was once again a very hot spot, a strategic point. There were major battles here, and at one point I read that the island was literally wiped off the face of the earth.
Yes. I remember learning about that in school too, Operation Iceberg. It's very famous. Indeed, basically, for the United States of America at that time, this little island was very important because it was a bridge towards Japan. It was an easy way to reach Japan because it was much harder to attack directly. For example, it was much harder to attack Tokyo directly than to attack here first and then move on to Tokyo. And indeed, the American army was at an advantage then, both from a military standpoint and in terms of the number of soldiers of military personnel. So the people here, the locals, already under Japanese rule, the Japanese, let's say, came up with the following plan. Okay, they will come. They will attack by sea. We can't wait for them on the shore because we will be destroyed immediately. Because it was easy for the Americans to attack them from those ships, which were incredibly powerful, and the ships they used to attack Okinawa are famous in history. And so the people decided to actually wait for the soldiers to get off those ships and to wait for them in caves or in the mountains, where they were easier to attack. And yes, indeed, because they are an extraordinarily dignified people, because they are a people who defend their honor to the very end. There were many kamikaze pilots who would get on planes and attack. They would crash the plane directly into the ships. The ships, yes, because it was very hard to destroy them any other way. Yes, history is very, very ugly. Here.
Yes, that's true.
Back then, in 1945, even though that battle lasted 80 days, it wiped out absolutely everything on the islands, including, it even destroyed the monuments and temples here. Everything, absolutely everything. It was all gone.
Yes, and then it
Was terrible, very hard for people to regain their dignity, actually, because they felt like they had lost it.
Yes, another thing from Japanese culture, when they realized they had no chance and that the battle was lost, the generals and a large part of the army actually committed suicide.
Yes, that's why in many caves I understand that even now the name of the general who committed suicide there is written. Yes, they were the first to decide to do this, and later they asked others to do it as well, but not at first. Not after they committed suicide, but after deciding to do this, they also asked their soldiers to do it.
Yes, quite a difficult history, and it's hard to imagine what it was like in those times. Let's move on to nicer things and visit the castle. I know what it looks like. It's under construction. Now I'm curious to see if anything else has been built. But anyway, the gardens and the place where the castle was, you'll see, Jeannie, it's wow.
Yes, well, it has a special beauty. And also because it's not just the site of a former royal residence, because back then it was a spiritual and administrative residence. All the nobility and the elite of Chinese society used to come here and meet with the inhabitants of the kingdom, and extraordinary things happened, so yes. It was prepared in every way, both spiritually and administratively, so to speak.
We will visit the castle so you can see how history comes full circle. Here on the island, nowadays there is actually an American city. We will try to get there as well, American Village. Last time we didn't manage, so let's hope that this year we will visit American Village here on Okinawa Island. You realize now? During World War II, there was a battle here and a hatred between Americans and Japanese. And now there's actually an American city and American bases here on Okinawa Island. I know that too, military bases.
Yes, well, those bases are there based on a treaty between the US and Japan. And because in 1945, after the battle we were talking about, Okinawa was taken by the United States of America, and for 20 years it was under the United States of America. Later it was returned to Japan. In 1980,
I'm not good with years.
I can't remember them anymore.
I'll read as needed since I forget the years. I know that last time I also noticed these walls made so perfectly out of imperfect pieces. From imperfect stones came an absolutely perfect wall. No stone looks like any other. There's a lot of work here to carve them in such a way that they fit together. Both this wall and the Great Wall of the fortress. One of the entrances to the castle. Wow, there are some interesting plants here. I've seen them somewhere before. Actually, I think I've seen these plants in many places before. Dressed like that, you almost look like you're from here, Jenny.
Dressed like this, yes, because it fits very well. It also fit well in Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia.
You nailed it.
Yes, it also fit well in Asia. Exactly. It has elements from all cultures, just like the Ryukyu Kingdom.
That's awesome. We're passing through the second wall through this gate. The second gate we've passed through, this thick wall, I think it's about 4 meters. See, man. We're heading toward the third gate. This one is beautifully decorated as well. The ocean looks so beautiful. Very peaceful. I'll want to take a ride on the ocean too. These days while we're staying around here.
Thank you.
And here we enter the castle grounds. I remember that it was under construction there. It was being renovated and you couldn't go inside. Let's see now. Konnichiwa. Everywhere I saw people dressed beautifully. Road 2. Now open to the public. Yes, it wasn't here. Tickets here. Let's get our tickets. Yeah, it wasn't possible to visit that side last time. It was under construction. Really reasonable prices here at the castle. 11 lei per person. Let's see what has been rebuilt here according to the original plans of the castle. How picturesque this tree is. Well, let's see. Inside. Do you have the tickets handy, Ginny?
Yes, yes.
So fine, don't forget to... Thank you very much. Thank you. Yes, it's still being built and isn't done yet. But a part of the central palace seems to be okay. I think the main facade is here. Very interesting.
Yes, definitely. It has many symbols.
Typical of their religion, isn't it?
Taoism or Shinto, Shintoism or Buddhism. Although these religions also appear in Okinawa, they have a specific religion more based on the cult of women, well, so to speak. Their deities are mostly women priestesses who don't forget Noro. They are cold and they don't pray like other little pagan deities. I would call them channel subscribers. You subscribe. These priestesses are not actually found in temples, and it is believed that they are only found in nature. They pray in nature, and so people would go to them in order to commune with nature. They pray in nature, and so people go into nature to commune with these deities.
I really like this religion. We need to go deeper. Everything is very beautiful. And it's tasteful too.
There's a gorgeous view of the city from here.
Look, Ginny, how picturesque that little river is with the trees.
Yes, that caught my eye too when I was looking from the little balcony earlier.
Very beautiful. Let's go inside and see how much of the castle we can see. And we probably can see very little because they're still working on it. I see that the work is progressing quite slowly. That's also because, as I remember from last time, the Japanese want to preserve every detail, every little piece of what was here. And to rebuild exactly that, one to one. Wasn't I here just 2 or 3 years ago?
You were here 3 years ago.
3 years ago. Years ago.
Now.
They call it the work of old Japanese craftsmen. Old Japanese craftsmen. Here's how they created the arcades and the curved shapes, everything made of wood. To preserve the materials from back then as well. Namely wood. Yes, the main building is still under construction. But we will go up to the highest point here. Observation deck. A line everywhere on the walls. And again, the same construction method using various pieces of stone. None of them look alike.
I really like this culture, especially after I read more about them. And, well, I had already heard a lot about, in general, about Japan. And I like that they don't have the concept of superficiality. So, in their view, the idea of superficiality doesn't exist. They can't do something just to get it over with, like we would say, everything has to be done perfectly. It's a good thing. They don't do that.
They don't do it. We're entering a labyrinth. A labyrinth of walls. Dude.
A labyrinth of walls, a labyrinth of walls. We're entering through a labyrinth of...
We're entering from...
Images from the highest point. The island. Pretty big. I didn't remember all the details exactly. I know it's pretty long. I think it's about 200 kilometers long. It's narrow. Just a few kilometers. I'd like us to rent a car and drive for a short distance.
in...
The northern labyrinth of walls. and to go all the way to the far north of the island. But we'll try that next time. In the next few days, we'll also try to rent a car. The monorail looks so cool going above the city. Very well thought out.
But when you think about how quickly they managed to recover after the disaster that happened not long ago.
Yes, that's right.
Because A,
Was all cleared here.
everything was raised here, yes, and to recover so much, in fact, they didn't really recover. It's one of the most devastated places on Earth.
The way back among these very interesting plants. A kind of fern. No. I've seen them before. I think I remember seeing a bunch of plants like these in Tenerife too. And in Africa for sure I've seen them. In fact, Okinawa Island, the Okinawa archipelago, is located in the subtropical zone. It's normal for there to be specific plants. No? Don't forget to. The exit is through some beautiful flowers. Perbe. Everywhere we see very old people.
Very old people, but active.
Active, yes. Look how beautiful these are. Gorgeous.
They look like Gerberas, right?
They look like the ones I got from Anna and Radu, the ones I planted in front of the house this summer.
How nice.
Very beautiful. On the way down, we'll go see something else. Namely the King's Mausoleum. Again, and you? Let's go. Let's see how much it costs here too. 8 lei for the entrance here at the King's Mausoleum too.
Actually, this mausoleum is called Tamaudun, and it's the mausoleum where all the kings of the Shu dynasty are buried. A dynasty that lasted for over 400 years.
The signs are really cool. If there's an earthquake, don't get close to these walls. Whoa. Wow, thank you for watching. Very cool. Entirely built out of stone. And it's normal for it to be like that because only stone endures.
And a very simple and somehow very sober place. Minimalista. Well, okay.
It seems that we don't have access inside the mausoleum. Going down winding little streets full of flowers, of blooming cherry trees. Are those morning glories?
No. Even though they look similar, but they're not.
It's a mandarin. What is this, Clementine? Look.
This flower you were asking about, if it's a morning glory, is called Pandorea jasminoides.
It had, yes.
Look, does it have a sign? A little sign, yes, let's smell it. They don't have a smell. I expected them to have a smell, but they don't.
What did you load this with? What an interesting look.
Orange tree.
It's not an orange tree. I think they're clementines. Clementines or oranges or any citrus here and next to a blooming cherry tree. That's what I want to highlight.
How beautiful.
Super. At every house by the gate, there are these little dogs, the protectors of the homes. Japanese cars are very interesting. They're basically little boxes.
Square shaped.
Boxy, very boxy, thank you. What I don't understand is how we went from legendary cars to something like this. It's a long way from a Toyota Supra to something like this, or a Nissan Silvia, both of which are stunning. We're coming from that hill. We're climbing this hill up towards some gardens. Again, it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. UNESCO. But this climb isn't very easy.
This climb is very hard.
But it's nice. It's nice to walk. We're getting some exercise too, since lately we've only been in Taipei. Only in Taipei have we gotten back into walking.
Yes. Well, we rode the scooter a lot in Asia and we had less actual physical activity.
You could see we got tired in Taipei on the very first day.
Yes, well, now the change in climate also contributes, since we went from 40 degrees to 15 degrees, 20 degrees, and you could really feel that.
Look, the cherry trees are in bloom here too. You could feel it. It was a pleasure to walk through the little streets everywhere. Beautifully arranged flowers. The cherry trees in bloom. These look like poinsettias, but I don't think they are.
They can't be close to that kind.
I entered the royal gardens. Indeed. All right, we've arrived. We've climbed the hill. We've entered the royal gardens.
Yes, I chose this location precisely to continue following in the footsteps of the dynasties that ruled here, and it's a place. It's one of those places with a very interesting story behind it, besides the fact that it looks incredible from the very first shots. During the most important moments that took place here, on the islands for example, the investiture of a new king, the Chinese delegation sent by the Emperor of China, they were received in these gardens. Here is where the banquets took place, so to speak, the parties, and they made sure that from no part of these gardens could you see the sea, in order to give the Chinese delegations the impression that the island is much larger than it actually is. I found that very interesting. And yes, indeed, the gardens were destroyed in 1945, but for 20 years they were rebuilt again.
Planted exactly, I tried.
Species.
Very interesting tree species. I'm looking forward to it. Very interesting tree species here. You saw them right from the entrance. And yes, everything is arranged. Oh. A photogenic lake.
Photogenic.
And of course, just us and some old folks. I think they're over 100 years old. Yeah, the lake isn't very clear during this period. It has all kinds of algae. We call it pond scum.
Goodbye.
Why are you laughing at the frog slime?
Yes.
Goodbye.
I think I've become the biggest fan of the language from Vorza.
Well, I also like the Cluj area. I like it a lot.
Well, we are more famous and our language is more well known, but the one from Vorza is less known.
That's true, yes.
I love it so much.
Cherry blossoms, but these seem to be past their prime. The cherry trees here already have leaves. At least this species does. Everything turned out so beautifully. Look how photogenic that pine tree is.
But all the vegetation here is extremely photogenic. Look, I think we can go up there on that other little bridge. Little bridge, yes, yes.
Well, the visitor route goes right over the bridge. One part of the lake is much cleaner. I think they cleaned it, or I'm not sure.
Look where they are. My crapu.
Yeah, there are definitely a lot more here.
In these waters.
These rocks are made of limestone, right?
I think they're limestone, yes.
They seem to be coral limestone. So still limestone. Car.
Yes, beautiful. Beautiful through the garden. We decided to walk home because we've been sitting a lot these past few days. We will walk all the way home. We'll see a few more things. Maybe look for a restaurant to try some local food because the local food here is really good.
We have about 15 minutes until we reach our neighborhood.
We walked among the houses, among the flowers.
A very quiet area. Știte.
In the end, we're still eating at home. That's because today is Sunday and the restaurants are closed until the evening. We were so hungry that we went to the supermarket and bought a lot of products again, since that's what happens when you're hungry. We got something.
Vezi tempura.
Various kinds of sushi and sashimi.
Imi.
I got the schnitzels. I have something, boiled pork knuckle. I'm really curious about that one too. Everything looks good, and I got umibudo from Okinawa. These are some seaweeds that are only found here on Okinawa Island. And it's said that these help keep people youthful so they don't seem to age and still have energy even at an advanced age. I tasted them, and in the future, I'll try a diet with these kinds of seaweeds during the days we'll spend here.
Let's enjoy our meal.
Janie just tasted the umibudo from Okinawa too, but they are very...
Very, very good. And I don't know, I tended to think they were...
Did you think they weren't good?
Yes, but no, that's not the case. They're a little bit salty.
Just a little bit somehow.
They look like caviar from
Fish. They look a bit like fish roe. They also have a slight hint of a bitter taste.
I honestly didn't taste it.
But that's normal.
From the algae? Because of the algae?
Probably because of the chlorophyll, but I'm not sure.
I don't know. I don't know, but I like these, so we're doing a cleanse.
Very good, yes.